get every single thing I want. Skims in my inbox 2 months after starting TikTok, almost 50,000 followers. We're doing it! The reason I'm such a powerful manifester is because I'm not faking it till I'm making it. I am gaslighting myself until my brain submits to reality. If you can gaslight yourself into thinking you're not enough, you can certainly gaslight yourself into thinking you're that bitch, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how. Think about it. If someone else can manipulate your mind into questioning who you are, why wouldn't you use that exact same psychological tool into making yourself unstoppable? If you are a human being on planet Earth, you've probably been gaslit before. If you haven't, I'm so happy for you. But if you have been, you know that this is just a technique. And it's a technique that's been proven to work time and time again. There's very specific and concrete ways that people use it, and that's why it's so effective. So ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you one of the most effective manifestation tools ever, the Gaslight3000. And no, that's not what Chad did last Friday night. I'm kidding. Girls can do it too, but less. Anyway, okay, so the reason that gaslighting works is because when you hear something often enough, you start to believe it. It doesn't matter if it was true before, your brain will accept the repetition as reality. You've seen this happen in real life, right? Like maybe you've seen a text message that you're like, that feels a little bit odd. And then you talk to your partner about it and then they're like, no, like this is totally normal. Like, what are you talking about? They don't break from that story, right? They keep reinforcing it. They tell you it over and over and over again. No, she's just a friend. No, she's just a friend. No, this is all chill. Eventually, it starts to feel real. There comes this point when you start doubting yourself. Like even if you never questioned it before, even if you literally saw somebody being like, hey baby, like you looked so pretty on Friday night. This is an egregious example, but like, let's say you saw the text message. With enough repetition, you would actually start to be like, wait, did I read that right? Or maybe am I overreacting? Suddenly you doubt yourself, even though there was no question in your mind before. But if that's true, the reverse is also true. In the same way that there is no question in your mind right now that you are kind of arguing for this case of like, I won't be able to change. Courtney has some ability I don't have. She was just born with more naturally ambitious, optimistic, discipline. Like none of that is true. Those are the gargoyles in your brain. You are pretty entrenched in this belief or fear or just limit that, yeah, like I'm actually not sure if I can pull this off. You're doubting your ability to change. But you can also gaslight yourself into knowing that you are an incredible transformer, that you are somebody who can metamorphosize your identity just like that. So if someone can gaslight you into believing that you're not enough, you can gaslight yourself into thinking that you're unstoppable. Use me as an example. Last year when I was going through my breakup, I was definitely gaslit into thinking I'm not enough. The person who is showing up on your screen today, you would probably find that really hard to believe, right? Like you'd be like, wait, this girl seems so confident. She seems so worthy. This is not who I was 11 months ago. This is the power of making a decision and hitting yourself with the Gaslight 3000 over and over and over again. You're seeing the living proof of it. If someone can convince you you're bad at something, like one of my teachers who told me I used to have a stutter, you can convince yourself you've always been elite. I have now convinced myself that I am a magnetic public speaker, that I've always had this ability, that I'm so good at coming up with things on the fly, even though, again, 1 year ago, I was lurking on TikTok on a fake account without even a profile picture because I was like, I can't be seen. Like, TLDR is if people can warp your identity, you can warp it right back, but this time in your motherfucking favor. Okay, so how do we implement the Gaslight 3000? Also, sorry, I have to take this earring out because I think it's knocking against my AirPod. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But number one, you repeat it until your brain gives up and accepts it. Think about the fury with which like a sketchy ex like defends their behavior to a point where you're kind of like, okay, like I guess it's fine. Like that level of rigor. You need to go to battle with those demons in your mind and you just repeat over and over and over again. This is actually really encouraging because this is not requiring any sort of special skill or like this is not something that you need to be born with. Like this is just something that you can know, hey, if I just go at it over and over and over again, it's just a numbers game. It's a matter of when, not if. So you can have reassurance, like the same thing of like no water you pour in is ever wasted. Every time you redirect a thought, every time you say, no, this is always who I am. This is fine. This is normal. This is totally fine. They're going to adjust. This is who I am. Every time you do that, it's like a big rep. When you first start out, it's not going to feel like you're doing anything at first. And that's also where you need to then apply the Gaslight 3000. This is working. Like Gaslight 3000 comes in when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling on top of the world. Either way, what you are doing is you are just reinforcing over and over again, no, this is who I am. Or if you mess up, no, this is fine. I'm becoming more powerful. In the same way that a toxic ex would be like, babe, we're just friends. Use absolute statements about yourself, even if reality doesn't reflect it yet. So it's like, I belong in this room. I've always been this person. This is just who I am. Number 2, you manufacture proof even if you have to fake it. Reality is flexible. If you act like it, the world will catch up. This is where meaning making comes in. Someone gives you a compliment, you say, I have always been this magnetic. Someone asks for your advice, that's proof that you're an authority. You post a TikTok and it flops, that's proof that you're in your grind era before every single thing takes off. This is the universe giving you more preparation time for by the time you go buku, you will have mastered every single situation that is going to be required of you in that lifetime. Number 3, you discredit the old identity until it collapses. This is where the video pinned on my page about how you can remember in an instant who you are. So if you're somebody who's trying to feel worthy, you're someone who's trying to feel beautiful, when you slip out of that, you don't be like, oh my God, fuck, like I knew it was gonna be that hard. Like I just knew I couldn't keep it up. You just say, in the same way that if your birthday was yesterday and you gave the wrong age, you'd be like, sorry, no, I'm actually 30, not 29, I'm 30. In that same way, you say, oh yeah, I'm worthy, or I'm worthy, I'm not unworthy, or yeah, I'm stunning, I'm not ugly. You keep it that simple and you reinforce it over and over and over again, even when it doesn't feel like it's working. So back when you used to make yourself small, that wasn't really me. That was just confused before. Back when I thought I had no business talking, I used to think I wasn't good at this, but I was just uninformed. Back when I was like wreaking havoc, leaking all of my trauma on the people around me, I'm like, that was my training arc. That was certainly not my real self. Because who's my real self? This version. Why? Because I decided it in certainty. And I never looked back. I gaslit myself until I finally believed it. I didn't believe I was this person until one day it just clicked. Even if this is the first time you're seeing me, you're probably getting the vibe like, wait, I feel like this girl, like everything goes her way, and it does, but that's because of the certainty that I determined in myself and I never let go of, and I continue to reinforce every single day. This is what I mean about energy doesn't lie, because like what you guys see in me, this is what just exists in the world now. And so that's why you have confidence. Doors are going to continue opening. Growth is going to keep happening. But again, me 11 months ago, I wasn't even confident enough to put my face on camera. So much can change when you hit yourself with the Gaslight 3000. Like, think about it. You really only need what, like a few months with a toxic ex to have your reality start being warped. You can have that same very short amount of time with enough rigor and repetition. You can have that equal level of change for the positive. Number 4, you get others to reinforce it for you. So just like your sketchy ex had his friend be like, yeah, I was with Brian on Friday. You are also going to use social proof to make your version of reality feel inevitable. Because when other people start reinforcing the narrative, resistance weakens. Make the people around you unknowingly reinforce your new identity. You can be like, yeah, I've always been someone who thrives in these spaces. Or you can be like, lately, I've just started to feel so much more clear on who I am. Watch how they start reflecting that back to you. Just essentially start speaking about yourself as if whatever you want to be obvious is obvious, and you will notice, just like the way that our tribal minds work, like nobody's really going to contradict it. And so the more that you're speaking it into yourself, the faster it's going to come in. People will agree, and then you will start to see yourself in that new light, and you will start agreeing too. Number 5, you hit yourself with the dismissiveness that a toxic ex does by making the old reality seem silly. Not even worth you playing judge and jury and being like, I knew I could never change. Like, you're just like passing, oh my God, like what was I thinking? What I'm doing now, like I'm actually doing this now. I'm saying, imagine thinking I wasn't built for this. Couldn't be me. Or if you're trying to like, I don't know, you're dating and you're overthinking, you're like, oh, remember when I used to overthink this? RIP to that version of me. Trust me, your brain is already running this program. The question is, who's controlling it? You've been gaslit into doubting yourself before. It's time to gaslight yourself into greatness. Good luck and let me know how it goes.